Hello and welcome back to another Tesla video with me, Adam Well Informed. If you think the base rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 is too weak for your needs, or if you're stuck between purchasing a Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, a Model 3 long range, or the Tesla Model 3 performance, then this video is for you because I'm going to lay out the differences to you, but also in a way that goes beyond the spec sheet. I will literally bring this comparison to life and far beyond any comparison video you've probably ever seen to date. The reason I am so confident that you will enjoy and hopefully appreciate this video is because I will lay out a real life road trip scenario and you will see the time difference between charging the lower range rear wheel drive Model 3 against the longer range Model 3, and the raw time difference in the charging stop may actually surprise you, and it may be so little that you decide to save at the £8,000 or $10,000 US. However, one thing you eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed is that the pricing is greater in the US because the long-range Model 3 is temporarily no longer available in early 2023. With the two available trims being just the Model 3 Performance and the rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, the simulation you will see later in the video will be representative for the Model 3 Performance too. Therefore, making the right decision at the right time is not just about how big a dent it will leave in your bank account, but primarily whether it lives up to your demands and expectations for acceleration and premium features and practical range. Therefore, from this video, I hope that you can then work out what is the best Tesla Model 3 for you and for your very unique circumstances. As a taster, you may be surprised just how much utility the base rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 actually has, though admittedly it's not always the best Model 3 to own in all circumstances. Anyhow, lots to get through, so before we get into it, please do hit that like button to show me some of your virtual love and support for Tesla and EVs. Hit the subscribe button so you can continue on this EV journey with me, and finally, hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming electric car videos as soon as they're available. Right folks, let's get into it. So let's kickstart with a super quick overview of the exterior and interior differences between each trims, and then I want to bring the subject to life with the bring it to life simulation, as we call it, and you can then copy my simulation on your phone or even on your computer for your exact driving needs. Pretty clever if I say so. Then we'll finally conclude with the value proposition between all the trims. Firstly, let's start off with those exterior differences. I think the first thing that comes to mind when trying to illustrate the differences on the exterior is the iconic Spider-Man meme where they're trying to point at each other. All three Tesla Model 3s look identical unless you know what you're looking for. The first giveaway is the dual motor badge on the back for the all-wheel drive long-range Model 3. The performance trim will also have a line under the dual motor badge, whereas the Model 3 rear-wheel drive doesn't display that badge at all. The performance will also have the red brake calipers and the lower ride height, and it has a spoiler as standard, plus the Uber turbine wheels. The second major exterior difference between the rear-wheel drive Model 3 and the other trims is the Model 3 rear-wheel drive does not have front fog lights. Touching on the optional exterior features, for which you've probably already seen on the Tesla website, you can amend the alloy selection, add enhanced autopilot or FSD capability, change the paintwork colour, interior seat colour, or add a tow hitch. All optional extras are available across the trims apart from the alloy choices with the Model 3 Performance, as the Uber turbines are exclusive. So when it comes to owning a Tesla Model 3, visually speaking, they will look pretty much identical. Personally, the Model 3 Performance is definitely easy on the eye, but there's not much to it. Hard to tell the difference to the average Joe. It's pretty much like a identical twin, and take that as you will. Moving on to the inside of the vehicles, the interior differences used to be huge, and they actually have shrunk quite considerably over the past year or so, and it's actually grown in places too. There was a big difference between the partial premium interior found in the rear-wheel drive trim compared to the premium interiors found in the long range and performance Model 3s, but interior-wise, the only significant difference now is going to be the better audio system. Even when it comes to premium connectivity, everyone now only gets a 30-day free trial, whereas previously this used to be 1 year trial for those with the long range or performance Model 3s. Even to the extent of having interior mats and heated rear seats and a heated steering wheel, the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive has it all, and it's really stepped up its game, and so the interior differences are pretty negligible unless you are an audiophile, for which you'll probably feel more at home with the premium interior of the more expensive models. So now you're probably thinking, Adam, minor exterior differences, minor interior differences, subject to your optional features at purchase, which are also all the same, minus the alloys. So where do the significant differences lie? The real difference would truly be felt with the pedals and beneath the skin of the vehicle, and that is what provides the contrasting dynamic between all the trims. So let's dive into that. So that engineered difference from production is its range, acceleration speed, and charging speeds. This is where it gets real saucy. The difference in the advertised range output of these cars is trimmed somewhat over the years, and wait for it, that range difference now stands at a super magical 69 miles difference in WLTP terms, and anyone that follows Elon Musk will know the difference has probably been engineered to that exact digit. The Performance Model 3 literally slots bang in the middle of the two, and when it comes to the acceleration for just a single motor rear-wheel drive Model 3, it still pumps a healthy 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. However, that's nothing on the 4.2 seconds of the long-range Model 3, plus that does not even include the optional over-the-air acceleration boost that you can acquire via the Tesla app. The performance just does performance things at 3.1 seconds 0 to 60. But overall, the base Model 3 will pump out over 300 WLTP miles from its more hardware and battery. The rear-wheel drive actually has a distinctly unique battery compared to the long-range and performance Model 3s, and charging your car to 100% is advisable beyond just the normal long trips, unlike the long-range and performance Model 3s. So note, it's okay to charge to 100% frequently, just make sure it's not sitting around at 100% levels if you do opt for that long range or performance Model 3. Therefore, when it comes to range anxiety, it's not really a thing if you opt for a Tesla, as the cheapest Tesla you can buy today is capable of 300 rated miles. Plus, the battery will suffer less degradation over its lifetime thanks to its LFP chemistry. So now we know the range for the rear-wheel drive is rated to achieve over 300 miles to 69 miles make a difference to you. Well, the true devil lies in the detail, doesn't it? And I will discuss the rear-wheel drive's biggest and potentially its only advantage over the long-range Model 3 in the next section. But before I do that, I just want to cover the all-important charging speeds, as this most definitely can be overlooked. As you would expect, the long-range and performance Model 3 lead the way with a mighty 250 kilowatts maximum DC charging speeds, whereas the Model 3 rear-wheel drive can only do up to 170 kilowatts at this given time. And when it comes to AC charging, which is the type you normally do at home, the maximum onboard charger is 7 kilowatts for the rear-wheel drive and 11 kilowatts for the over two trims. So there is definitely a big difference in charging speeds for the two more premium models. You don't really notice the AC difference much unless the charger can do more than 7 kilowatts, but you will more likely feel it at a supercharger when you're doing your long distance driving. A long range or performance Model 3 should easily outcharge a Model 3 rear wheel drive. But does that extra charging speed actually make a difference? Is that going to be worth the upgrade? For me, it actually doesn't, and I'll explain the reasons why and how you can analyze the difference for your unique circumstances. This isn't a one car solution for everyone, but I will show you how you can work it out for what it's worth. Now, if you're not already aware, a bigger range isn't always better, and that's because maximum range is only useful if you're actually going to physically use it. The average driver completes up to 10,000 miles a year in the US, and it's actually slightly lower in the UK. And if we completed 10,000 miles a year, that's an average of 30 miles a day. And it means every Tesla Model 3 can easily cover that and more every single day. The beauty of an electric car is that you can top up those driven miles while you sleep at home. So whilst you may be minus 30 available miles when you go nights, as they say, you can wake up with 30 additional miles, so you never really scratch the surface of the range difference or the charging speed differences until you will be completing round trips of 300 miles frequently. If so, on paper, the long range will be more suitable for convenience of the range longevity and the quicker charging speeds. However, and a tasty however, if you're doing those 300 mile plus trips less frequently, the physical time difference may be negligible to warrant the upgrade to the long range Model 3. Why, you may ask? Well, what better way than to actually bring the most significant factors to life with a simulation that you won't find from any other YouTuber on this very topic. But before we do that, quickly work out roughly how often you take a daily trip of over 300 miles, as we'll need that for the end of the simulation. Right, moving on to my favourite part of the comparison, the Bring It to Life trip simulation. And I want you to head over to a website called A Better Route Planner, or you can download the smartphone app on your phone, as this will help us in seconds, and it's going to simulate a real relatable scenario like driving across the country to your head office, or maybe you're going to drive to meet some family across the country. And what we're actually looking to do here is we're looking to compare the differences that you will experience between both the long range Model 3 and the rear wheel drive Model 3, or even the performance. One thing you should know up front is that I don't have any commercial connections to this A Better Route Planner. I'm just an avid fan, and it's my go-to for an EV route planner from my smartphone. It's truly an awesome tool in my opinion, and I did a video of my own road trip for which is on the screen now if you want to see it in action. Anyway, I will simulate a pretend scenario of my own. You can do the same for one of your potential road trips after. So the first thing that you need to do on the Better Route Planner website is pick your electric car. So on this occasion, we pick the 2022 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive variant, and we can also make all sorts of adjustments on here, and more so via the burger menu. One of the only things that I will change is the departure of the state of charge to 100% for the simulation, and I'll also change the units to British so I can see miles instead of kilometers. Love it or hate it, this is just how we roll in the UK, and I'll just follow suit. So you can use kilometers or whatever you're comfortable with. Now let's move on to the trip simulation. Leicester, UK is my starting point, and I will simulate a spontaneous trip to Glasgow, and we can simulate our charging stops and total trip time, all by just inputting the starting and ending point just like a sat nav, and it will display the quickest way to get there. And this trip will total 307 miles, and most of that will be motorway like driving, so we're talking about 60 to 70 miles per hour speeds for most of the journey. And the grand total trip is 5 hours and 8 minutes, with 2 tiny charging sessions collectively taking 17 minutes. What I want you to take notice of is the total stops, but more importantly, that total charging time of 17 minutes. That's the key figure here. Now, let's compare that to how the long range Model 3 would fare. So first, we need to change the car to the long range Tesla Model 3, like so. Note, we do have to select this Tesla Model 3 under the 2022 column. Check the departure state of charge is still 100%, then click the blue button to rerun the journey again. So the total trip time is now 4 hours 51 minutes, just one charging stop this time, and charging for a total of 9 minutes. That's 17 minutes total time saving. 8 minutes of that is charging, and the other 9 minutes difference I suspect stems from driving to the second supercharger, which is just slightly off route for the second rear wheel drive charge. Whereas this long range simulation utilizes just the one charging session, still that's collectively 15 minutes saving on the single trip. And assuming that we have on-site charging at our Glasgow destination and have to repeat the experience on the way back to Leicester, that's 34 minutes extra charging as a round trip in total. Therefore, if you only do this once or twice a year, can you stomach that extra 34 minutes of stoppage time in exchange for the cost savings? I can't answer this question as it's so personal to your own circumstances, and that's why anyone saying just buy the long range because it has more range isn't a true value reflection on your circumstance. If money isn't a factor, then yeah, I agree with that the long range statement is completely true. In fact, I think we'd all opt for that, or even the full performance if money wasn't a factor. My point is, if you don't extract that full range over a number of occasions, are you extracting that £8,000 or $10,000 of added value that the long range Model 3 gives you? Being completely upfront with you, there is a contradiction with this statement, and that is very cold weather. If you live and drive your car frequently in very cold weather, Tesla actively encourages you to go to the long range or the performance, so do take that into consideration. However, if you're not taking them long road trips during winter and you do it once or maybe just over Christmas period maybe, the whole value proposition comes into play again. So to conclude, I think a lot of people are willing to write off the base rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 as not being suitable for their needs, and the long range is just too much of a leap in price for them. I'm hoping this video helped you realise that the rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3 is still a full Tesla experience, and you're really not sacrificing that much of a benefit as you may think. Overall, the long-range Tesla Model 3 is a better car, but what you really need to work out is the price difference suitable for your circumstances. Does the premium sound mean that much to you? Is the charging time loss too big with the rear-wheel drive Model 3? Or are you willing to swallow an hour or two over the course of a year? What I've done there is just added up all the total charging time loss. Don't forget, driving an average of 60 miles per hour for 4 hours is around 240 miles. One's bladder must be weak after 4 hours, not even considering any younglings or golden oldies in the car. So would you be stopping anyway? If so, the time delay of charging is not really truly felt, is it? If you want the performance, well, it seems obvious that the sacrifice is only 35 miles between that and the long range. At the end of the day, there is no right answer between the cars, and only you can make the correct judgment of what will suit you more. The Model 3 long range is probably the best all-rounder, but you may find that the Model 3 rear-wheel drive is way more suited to your requirements, and it's more practical than ever before, thanks to it being more spec-packed than initially produced. Overall, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please drop me a comment below and I'll get back to you. If you don't know what to comment and you got this far in the video, just comment the phrase, Adam, bring it to life, and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for getting this far in the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends and family if you found it useful. Otherwise, you've been great. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.